Hey there, Stampers, and welcome to another Step It Up video. Happy New Year. Today's January 1. I saw this card. I'm just going to jump right in here. I saw this card on Split Coast Stampers. I did change it up a bit. I saw probably about 20 versions of it. Excuse me, but I didn't see any using this particular color combination. I just loved it because I don't often do a one-layer card, and this is just one layer. And I think it's lovely. So I think this was a great inspiration to do a Step It Up. And I'm going to show you how to do this because the process is the same for all three cards. And then I'll, of course, give you all the measurements and details for the Step 2 and Step 3 cards. But this is the Step 1 card, and this is the Step 2 card, and Step 3. I went with different shapes. This is an A6 sized card. The envelopes you would get are A6. They're the envelopes measure 4 3/4 by 6 1/2. So the card is 4 1/2 by 6 1/4. Just a different size, and I think this is a 5 by 5 square card. And this is the standard A2 card. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to do this. You take your regular card base, and if you're going to do the one layer card, what I do, so I don't have the grid paper down today, and the reason for that, this is a self-healing mat. It's used in quilting. And I'm sure a lot of you already have one, but I use it a lot, and you can see it's well used. It has ink and glue and all sorts of other things. But anyway, I did use it for this card, and there may be other ways to do this process, but this is what worked for me. So I'm just going to show you what I did. I put a little adhesive on the inside of the card, the front portion, and then I used my grid to lay it down. And the portion that I'm going to ink up is 1.5 inches. So I took computer paper. I think one thing that would work really well for this is if you have those Post-it notes. Those really large Post-it notes. So then I put some adhesive down on my self-healing mat, and I adhered a piece of computer paper down, and then I did the same on the other side, leaving 1.5 inches exposed for inking. So the grid comes in handy for that, and also, that it's just an easy surface to work on. So then I took Pear Pizzazz ink and a sponge, and working on one side of the sponge I've already used, just ink it up really well. And I will say that I put a lot of ink on the edges because you want that really crisp line to appear. So just a lot of pouncing right at the edge of the paper. Didn't worry too much about the middle section because the two inks will blend together. So I just really wanted a concentration of ink on the edges, on the side, and where the paper goes. So you get that really crisp line. And then I'll come up a little bit through here. It's really that easy. And then I come back with Baja Breeze for the sky. And I use the other side of the sponge. And pounce. Just pounce in here. Again, just making sure I get a good concentration of ink on the paper edge and on the sides. And then come into the middle to blend the two colors. And you can have more, land with the green or more sky with the blue, depending on where you want your horizon line. But I think 1.5 inches works well We'll be stamping with Lovely as a Tree. And that 1.5 inches gives it kind of a nice, where it's not all enclosed, but all you do is remove the paper. Isn't it pretty? I love the way that looks. And I keep it adhered down while I'm doing it's Lovely as a Tree, and I use Stays On. I want a really deep black, rich color, so ink up your stamp very well. And then you just want to make sure that you get the base of the stamp above the green. And a good impression, good connection there. Oh! Took the paper up with me. Well, it doesn't matter at this point. And you want to ink it up well a second time. In fact, you only need 1/2 of it inked up well. And just position it again just above the green. And make sure you stamp it well. And that's all there is to it. I did add a sentiment on this one, and it's from All Holidays. It's Happy Birthday. And you can just put it there, but you could, add any. It's just a really lovely card. It could be used for just about anything. And it's that simple. Isn't it really pretty? I hope you're inspired to try and do one yourself. This is the level 2, and all I did was add a black mat and the Baja Breeze card base. And I really love this striped grosgrain ribbon. When I'm tying these bows, this ribbon is pretty heavy duty. It's big. I find if you do the 2 rabbit ears bow, and then put it on through, then it makes a pretty nice bow each and every time, and you don't have to fuss too much with it, other than getting the size right. Get it how you like it. And you can see it turns out nearly perfect every time. And then you just trim the edges, the ends to how you want it. And on this one, I added the antique brad, and I chose the one I thought it worked really well with that little white detail in it to pick up on the white from the ribbon and the card, and it looked really pretty. And then on the step 3 card, I went with the 5x5 square, and I matted. This is cut 4x4. The image, I just cut down the image I stamped. I stamped 3 of these, and I cut this one down to 4x4. Added the note of thanks, which is from the Thank You Kindly stamp set, and I still have this organdy ribbon, organza ribbon left over. And it's been discontinued, but you could use the satin and it would look really lovely. And instead of the white detailed antique brad, I used the one that has the black detail. And I thought it picked it up and made it look pretty. I love these. So, oh, and I also added a mat with the square lattice embossing folder. And then another black mat. And I'll put all the details, all the measurements and details on the video. So that's it. These are really beautiful and great any occasion cards. This is the step 1, step 2, and step 3. I hope you found this helpful, and we'll see you next time. Bye.